What's happening, truth seekers and trend watchers? Welcome back to the Kanayscope, where we dive headfirst into the stories that are shaping our world at lightning speed. The news cycle never sleeps, and neither do we, bringing you the absolute latest, the most talked about, and the must-know updates. Get ready, because today we've got a rapid-fire rundown that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. We're kicking things off with a major move in the world of high fashion, where iconic designers are making bold statements in a challenging market. Then, we're shifting gears to a crucial public health alert that's impacting communities right now, offering vital guidance for staying safe. We'll also be exploring a surprising personal revelation from one of the biggest names in entertainment. And finally, we're tracking the latest developments in the ever-evolving landscape of retail, with major brands betting big on prime locations. It's a packed show, so buckle up and stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the Kanayscope, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. London's retail scene gets a high-fashion shakeup. Despite a challenging economic climate and significant losses in tax-free shopping revenue, London's prime retail districts are seeing a surge of activity from globally recognized brands. New research highlights substantial retail sales decline in the West End, yet this hasn't deterred major players from securing coveted spaces. Phoebe Philo, the visionary behind her eponymous label, is set to make a significant mark on Mayfair by opening her very first standalone store on Carlo's Place. Located in a former office building, this strategic placement puts her directly across from the Row and a stone's throw from the prestigious Connaught Hotel, signaling a strong intent to establish a physical presence in one of the city's most exclusive areas. This move is particularly noteworthy given the broader retail headwinds. Meanwhile, Kim Kardashian's powerhouse brand Skims is gearing up to launch a substantial 12,000-square-foot flagship store next summer on Regent Street, a location formerly occupied by Ted Baker. This expansion into a prime London thoroughfare underscores Skims' global ambitions and its strategy to tap into the European market. Adding to the excitement, Ronnie Fieg's influential fashion and lifestyle brand, Kith, is also planting its flag in the UK with its first dedicated store. Following successful pop-up activations, including a memorable double-decker bus tour across London, Kith has secured a lease on Regent Street, as confirmed by Savills. This marks a significant step for the brand, which initially entered the market through a partnership with Selfridges in 2019. Oxford Street is also experiencing a renaissance, attracting a host of established fashion names. Retailers such as Mango, Puma, New Balance, Pandora, Massimo Dutti, and Oysho are not only renewing their presence but also expanding their store footprints, indicating a renewed confidence in the street's drawing power. Even fast fashion giant Shein is testing the waters with a second pop-up on Oxford Street, showcasing its owned brands and associated labels. Beyond apparel, the upscale American furniture retailer RH has claimed a prominent spot on Burlington Gardens, occupying 3 Grade II-listed buildings, one of which famously housed Abercrombie and Fitch. This prime location, adjacent to the Royal Academy of Arts, signifies RH's commitment to establishing its brand in the London luxury market. Luxury fashion house St. Laurent is also on the move, preparing to relocate from Old Bond Street to a new, larger space on Grafton Street next spring. This move, part of a significant £60 million redevelopment, places it strategically between the flagship stores of Givenchy and Dior. Further enhancing London's fashion landscape, minimalist Swedish label Totem will open its second UK store on Sloane Street later this year, joining neighbors like Brunello Cucinelli and Diptyque. Australian brand Zimmermann is also set to debut on the same street next spring, following a major refurbishment. Even emerging and contemporary brands like Mr. Mavis and Needle and Thread are finding homes on the King's Road, joining a vibrant mix of established and rising fashion names. According to Savills, despite the challenges, demand for prime retail spaces in central London remains robust, with positive year-on-year footfall figures reported for the second quarter of 2025. International brands are increasingly viewing London as a key entry point into the European market. Audience impact. Industry analysts are closely watching these high-profile openings as indicators of London's resilience and appeal as a global retail hub, particularly as international spending shows signs of recovery. But is this retail surge a sign of true recovery or a bold gamble in uncertain times? Stay with us as we unpack the strategies behind these major brand moves. Next, a critical health advisory that could impact thousands. Public health alert, navigating flood risks and waterborne diseases. As relentless rainfall and overflowing water bodies raise significant concerns about potential outbreaks of waterborne diseases, particularly among vulnerable populations like children, health authorities are issuing urgent advisories. The Schur-Reicheshmir Institute of Medical Sciences, SKIMS, has released a comprehensive public health guide aimed at mitigating the widespread health risks associated with flood situations. The advisory, meticulously titled Public Health Advisory, Flood-Related Precautions, meticulously outlines critical steps across 7 key areas designed to preemptively combat the spread of waterborne illnesses, prevent injuries, and address the often overlooked mental health impacts during a crisis. This proactive approach is crucial in areas where infrastructure and public health services are under immense strain. A primary focus of the SKIMS advisory is ensuring access to safe drinking water, a fundamental challenge during floods. Residents are strongly urged to consume only water that has been thoroughly boiled or treated with chlorine. The recommendation specifies that water should be brought to a rolling boil for a minimum of 5 minutes to effectively neutralize harmful pathogens. This directive comes after initial flood warnings in late August prompted similar advisories from health officials, highlighting the persistent nature of this risk. Complementing the water safety guidelines, the advisory dedicates a significant section to food safety. It strongly advises consuming freshly cooked, hot food and strictly avoiding raw vegetables, cut fruits, or any food items that have been left uncovered. A critical point emphasized is the imperative to discard any food that has come into contact with floodwaters, as contamination can occur rapidly and insidiously. Furthermore, recommendations include storing dry rations in elevated locations to protect them from potential water damage and contamination. Recognizing the diverse threats posed by flood-affected environments, SKIMS also addresses the risk of vector-borne diseases. Residents are cautioned to take measures to prevent insect bites, especially in areas where such diseases are prevalent. This includes maintaining rigorous personal hygiene, such as washing hands thoroughly with soap after using the toilet and before eating. Preventing direct contact with contaminated floodwaters is another key recommendation. The advisory urges individuals to avoid wading through floodwater whenever possible. If unavoidable, the use of protective gear, such as rubber boots, is strongly recommended to minimize skin exposure and reduce the risk of infections and skin conditions that can arise from prolonged contact with contaminated water. Beyond the immediate physical health concerns, the SKIMS advisory importantly shines a spotlight on mental health. It acknowledges that children and the elderly are particularly susceptible to anxiety, stress, and the psychological effects of uncertainty and trauma that often accompany natural disasters. The advisory stresses the importance of providing emotional support, reassuring affected individuals, and seeking professional mental health services for those experiencing symptoms of anxiety, depression, or trauma. Audience impact. This detailed advisory serves as a vital resource for communities facing flood threats, empowering individuals with actionable steps to protect their health and well-being during a critical period. These health precautions are a stark reminder of nature's power. But what happens when personal lives intersect with public health crises? Coming up, a surprising celebrity connection surfaces. A-list rockstar sparks rumors of Kim Kardashian's new crush. Whispers and speculation are swirling through the entertainment world as reports suggest that Kim Kardashian has developed a notable crush on a prominent A-list rock star. This potential new romantic interest comes at a time when Kardashian continues to navigate her public life and personal relationships. The identity of the rock star has not been officially confirmed, but the mere suggestion has ignited widespread interest among fans and media outlets alike. Kardashian, a global icon known for her influence in fashion, business, and reality television, has a history of high-profile relationships that have consistently captured public attention. Any new romantic development in her life is therefore bound to generate significant buzz. Sources close to the situation, though unnamed, have hinted at a growing admiration from Kardashian towards a musician known for his electrifying stage presence and significant contributions to the rock music scene. The nature of their interaction remains private, but the alleged crush implies a level of personal connection beyond casual acquaintance. This aligns with Kardashian's known appreciation for artists and creatives across various industries. Fans are eagerly dissecting every clue, analyzing social media interactions and public appearances for any sign of confirmation. The possibility of this pairing has sparked numerous discussions online, with fans debating the potential compatibility and future of such a relationship. The rockstar in question is described as someone who commands a massive following and has a career spanning decades, marked by critical acclaim and commercial success. Kardashian herself has been relatively private about her romantic life in recent times, following her high-profile divorce. This alleged crush, therefore, represents a potential new chapter, hinting at a possible return to dating and a new focus in her personal life. The entertainment industry often thrives on such narratives, and this potential coupling is no exception, offering a glimpse into the personal lives of its most prominent figures. While the veracity of these rumors is yet to be confirmed by Kardashian or the musician himself, the mere speculation has provided ample fodder for entertainment news cycles. The public's fascination with celebrity relationships, particularly those involving such influential figures, ensures that this story will continue to develop and be closely watched. Audience impact. This developing story has set social media ablaze, with fans speculating wildly about the identity of the mystery rockstar and the potential implications for Kardashian's personal life. From Hollywood whispers to urgent public advisors, the world keeps spinning with compelling stories. Stay tuned as we bring you the latest on brands betting big on London's retail future. Retail giants double down on London's West End amid economic headwinds. Despite a challenging retail climate, marked by a significant loss of £310 million in West End sales due to the absence of tax-free shopping, major global brands are demonstrating remarkable confidence by investing heavily in prime London locations. New research indicates that while domestic spending faces inflationary pressures, international consumer confidence is on the rise, bolstering the city's appeal as a premier retail destination. Phoebe Philo, the acclaimed designer, is making a bold statement by opening her first standalone boutique on Carlo's Place in Mayfair. Situated strategically across from the Row and near the Connaught Hotel, this move signifies a significant commitment to establishing a physical flagship in a highly coveted district. This expansion comes as the luxury market navigates evolving consumer behaviors and economic uncertainties. Kim Kardashian's highly successful shapewear and apparel brand, Skims, is set to launch a major 12,000-square-foot store on Regent Street next summer. This prime location, previously housing Ted Baker, underscores Skims' global expansion strategy and its ambition to capture a significant share of the European market. The brand's consistent growth suggests a strong understanding of market trends and consumer demand. Ronnie Fieg's influential lifestyle brand, Kith, is also expanding its international footprint by opening its first dedicated UK store on Regent Street. Following a series of successful pop-ups and its initial entry into the market via Selfridges, Kith's standalone store represents a significant milestone, solidifying its presence in the competitive London fashion scene. This move is expected to attract a dedicated following of Kith enthusiasts. Oxford Street continues to be a magnet for established fashion players. Retailers including Mango, Puma, New Balance, Pandora, Massimo Dutti, and Oysho are not only renewing their leases, but also opting for larger store formats, signaling a renewed belief in the street's commercial viability. Fast fashion retailer Shein is also participating in the Oxford Street buzz with a temporary pop-up event, showcasing a range of its associated brands. American upscale furniture retailer RH has secured a significant presence on Burlington Gardens, occupying 3 historic Grade II listed buildings. This prime site, located behind the Royal Academy of Arts, marks RH's debut in London and highlights the enduring appeal of prestigious locations for luxury brands seeking to create immersive retail experiences. Luxury fashion house St. Laurent is planning a high-profile move from Old Bond Street to a new, larger flagship on Grafton Street next spring. This relocation, part of a substantial £60 million redevelopment project, strategically positions the brand between flagship stores of Givenchy and Dior, enhancing its visibility in the luxury corridor. Minimalist Swedish label Totem is set to open its second UK store on Sloane Street later this year, a location already home to luxury brands like Brunello Cucinelli and Diptyque. Similarly, Australian brand Zimmermann will debut on Sloane Street next spring, following a major £46 million refurbishment of the street, further cementing its status as a luxury retail destination. On the King's Road, Dutch menswear brand Mr. Mavis and British contemporary brand Needle and Thread are set to open, joining a diverse array of fashion retailers. According to Savills, despite the economic challenges, occupational demand for prime central London retail spaces remains strong, with international new entrants increasing year on year. Audience impact. These strategic investments signal a robust confidence in London's retail market, particularly its ability to attract international shoppers and brands looking for prime global visibility. From the high streets of London to the digital realm, the world is constantly evolving. We'll recap the biggest stories right after this. And that's a wrap on today's rapid-fire update. We saw major fashion players like Phoebe Philo, Skims, and Kith making bold moves in London's retail scene despite economic challenges. We also covered the critical public health advisory from SKIMS addressing flood-related risks and disease prevention. Plus, the entertainment world is buzzing with rumors of Kim Kardashian's potential crush on an A-list rock star. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that like button if you found this valuable. Subscribe to the Kanye Scope for more unfiltered updates, and ring the notification bell so you're always the first to know. Share your thoughts in the comments below and follow us on all social platforms for behind-the-scenes content.